If you've never tried tofu before, this is a great beginner recipe, super fast and easy, super delicious and satisfying, and I think you'll like it.
Welcome to Ridgehaven Homestead. From the mountains of Upper East Tennessee, we share snippets of our off-grid life, cabin build, and garden blessings. Pour yourself a cup of tea, sit back, and take a peek into our off-grid home and family.
What do you do with tofu? Every time I go through the checkout line, when we actually have a checkout line and it's not self-checkout, the clerks look at me strange when I have the tofu and they're like, what do you do with that? Is that good? In my opinion, it's good. This is my favorite way to make tofu. It's so simple that it's hardly even a recipe, but let me show you how I make it. And if it's your first introduction to tofu, it's a good place to start. So this is my recipe for tofu cottage cheese. You're gonna need a 14-ounce or 16-ounce block of tofu. I happen to be using extra firm, but you can use firm. You can even use soft. It really won't matter. This recipe is good with any of those textures. So the first thing you're gonna wanna do is drain your tofu and get it ready. So that's what I'm gonna do first. Once you have your tofu drained, simply put it in a bowl that's big enough for you to do some mixing in. We'll talk about ingredients in a minute, but first get something to mash it. You can use a fork, you can use a ricer or a potato masher. This is what I'm using, it's just what I have. So just give it a good mashing. Smash that tofu up. You want to get it pretty small and pretty smashed. It will be the texture of like a chunky ricotta. It's okay if there's a few chunks left in it, but mostly get it smashed. Okay, that didn't take long, did it? So this is what you want it to look like, and then we're gonna add our seasonings. Now, because this is kind of a recipe that you adjust to your own preferences, just take it all with a grain of salt. And the first item that we are adding is salt. I like to add a teaspoon of salt to mine, but I do like things kind of savory, so you can take a little bit away or add a little bit more once you taste it. First, get everything mixed up and then make your adjustments. Okay, add a teaspoon of onion powder. And go ahead and make it a generous teaspoon. Add a half a teaspoon of garlic powder, or a little more if you really like things garlicky. I like to add about a teaspoon of Italian seasoning, but sometimes I don't even add it. Sometimes I just add a sprinkle. So I'm gonna do a teaspoon this time. It's gonna be all in your taste preference. If you don't like Italian seasoning, if you just like basil, that's really great. If you have fresh basil, it works really well. You can use the herbes de Provence. That works well. I've done that. They tend to be a little bit chewy because they're larger. Or any of your favorite seasonings. Italian seasoning is a great blend to just kind of give it a universal flavor. And then a lot of times I like to add just a shake of celery seeds. If you add too many celery seeds, it can taste a little bit bitter, but I do like that flavor. And then the last thing is just a big dollop of vegan mayonnaise. I like this Follow Your Heart Vegenaise. I don't usually measure it. I just give a big dollop like that. And then I go to mixing. If you like it a little bit tangy, you can add a splash of lemon juice. Sometimes I do that and sometimes I don't. If you don't add the lemon juice, it will just be a little bit more smooth flavory, smooth tasting. Okay, so this is what it's going to look like. Now, I think that the flavors blend better if you let it sit for a while, even if you let it sit overnight, but that's not necessary. I will just basically mix it up and dig in. It tastes just fine like this. If you let it sit overnight, you'll have whatever. It might just be more complete or married or whatever they call it, but it will taste just fine if you eat it like this. So with this cottage cheese tofu, you can use this in your lasagna recipes. You can have it on toast, on salads. just plain out of a bowl. Some of these ways are, actually all these ways are my favorites. I just love to have it usually with a nice bed of salad greens, and it really is good. Toasted bread with maybe a little drizzle of olive oil makes it delicious. Oh my goodness. This pairs well as a side. You can eat it next to potatoes or any other of your starches. You can put it on rice, and it's just super versatile, and it's a fairly neutral flavor. So if you've not tried tofu before, this is a great recipe to try. I believe it's one of the best. You can also sprinkle in a little bit of parsley or cilantro. If you have fresh herbs from your garden, it's the best. I love this with fresh basil and tomatoes on crusty toast. Oh, it's really good. And you can make a complete meal out of this, which I plan to do. Some people like to sprinkle paprika on it, and you can make it like that. So there's lots of variations that you can use with this. This can be your base if you want to add chopped celery or other chopped veggies. I wouldn't really add a bunch of tomatoes to it because they might get soggy. But what I plan to do with this today is have a bed of greens, some toasted bread, and a nice sliced tomato, and that's going to be my lunch. This is a high protein dish. It's all plant-based protein, so there's no cholesterol, and I think that you'll find it's very satisfying. So please let me know if you've made tofu cottage cheese or smashed tofu, whatever you like to call it, and let me know if you try this recipe. Don't forget to share this video with somebody who you think might need to know. Give us a thumbs up and leave us a comment. Until next time, I bid you farewell. You stay safe, be well, and may God bless you.